Most car companies spend decades trying to build bigger factories, produce more vehicles, and capture a larger share of the global market. In the automotive world, success is usually measured in millions of cars sold every year. By that standard, Lamborghini should barely register. It produces only a tiny fraction of what mass-market manufacturers build, yet its name carries a level of prestige, profitability, and cultural influence that many automotive giants could never hope to achieve. That raises a fascinating question. Why would a company intentionally refuse to make enough cars to satisfy demand? Why do buyers with virtually unlimited wealth willingly wait months, or even years, for the privilege of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars? And how can selling fewer products become one of the most powerful business strategies in the luxury world? The answer has very little to do with horsepower or top speed. Lamborghini isn't simply manufacturing automobiles. It's carefully producing scarcity, status, and desire. Every vehicle represents membership in an exclusive club where rarity creates value and waiting becomes part of the experience. The company has mastered an economic playbook that transforms limited supply into extraordinary demand, turning exclusivity itself into one of its most valuable products. Yet this remarkable strategy began with something surprisingly ordinary: one dissatisfied customer who believed he could build a better sports car. To understand how Lamborghini rewrote the economics of luxury, we have to return to the moment a simple frustration changed automotive history forever. In the years following the Second World War, Italy was rebuilding more than its cities. It was rebuilding its industries, its economy, and its identity. Across the country, entrepreneurs transformed military surplus into machinery that could power a new era of growth. Among them was Ferruccio Lamborghini, a resourceful mechanic with an eye for opportunity. By repurposing leftover military equipment into reliable agricultural tractors, he founded Lamborghini Trattori and quickly became one of Italy's most successful industrialists. As farmers modernized their operations, his business flourished, making him wealthy long before the world associated his name with exotic sports cars. Success gave Ferruccio the freedom to indulge his greatest passion: high-performance automobiles. His garage soon filled with some of the finest grand touring cars of the era, including several Ferraris. But admiration eventually turned into frustration. Despite their breathtaking performance, Ferruccio believed Ferrari's road cars suffered from mechanical shortcomings that didn't reflect their premium reputation. After repeatedly encountering clutch problems, he approached Enzo Ferrari with what he believed was constructive criticism. Legend has it that Enzo dismissed him, suggesting that a tractor manufacturer should stick to tractors and leave sports cars to experts. Whether every detail of that exchange unfolded exactly as history remembers, its impact has become part of automotive folklore. For Ferruccio, the message was unmistakable. Instead of accepting the insult, he decided to prove that engineering excellence and luxury could coexist in a better grand touring car. In 1963, Automobili Lamborghini was born in Sant'Agata Bolognese. Many in the automotive world dismissed the newcomer as an ambitious side project from an industrial outsider. Few imagined that the company would one day challenge the very definition of automotive prestige. Yet capturing attention was only the first victory. Building a business capable of surviving in one of the world's most unforgiving industries would prove to be an even greater challenge. Surviving the automotive industry requires more than building exceptional machines. It requires understanding what customers are truly buying. While most manufacturers compete on reliability, efficiency, safety, or affordability, Lamborghini plays an entirely different game. Its customers rarely need a Lamborghini. They want what owning one says about them. That distinction changes everything. Transportation is a functional purchase. Luxury is an emotional one. A family sedan is judged by practicality, fuel economy, and comfort. A Lamborghini is judged by the feeling it creates long before the engine even starts. Every sharp bodyline, dramatic scissor door, and naturally aggressive stance is designed to provoke a reaction. It isn't simply transportation, it is theater on wheels, engineered to command attention wherever it appears. This is where psychology becomes more valuable than horsepower. People don't just purchase luxury products to solve problems. They purchase them to express identity. A Lamborghini signals ambition, achievement, confidence, and exclusivity. Whether parked outside a five-star hotel or arriving at a private event, the vehicle communicates success before its owner says a single word. That symbolic value often outweighs measurable performance, because social perception can be more powerful than technical specifications. Even Lamborghini's famously loud design philosophy reflects this strategy. While many high-end grand tourers emphasize elegance and restraint, Lamborghini embraces boldness. Angular silhouettes, vibrant colors, and unmistakable proportions ensure its cars are instantly recognizable. Every design choice reinforces the brand's personality, transforming each model into a moving advertisement for a lifestyle built around excitement, rarity, and aspiration. Viewed through this lens, Lamborghini isn't competing with ordinary automobiles at all. It's competing with luxury watches, designer fashion, private yachts, and other symbols of status. Once the product becomes emotion instead of transportation, conventional business rules begin to change. And that is precisely why Lamborghini's next competitive advantage isn't building more cars, it's building fewer of them. Once emotion becomes the product, the next challenge is protecting its value. That is where Lamborghini departs from conventional business logic. Most manufacturers respond to rising demand by increasing production, expanding factories, and selling to as many customers as possible. Lamborghini often does the opposite. It deliberately limits how many vehicles leave its production lines, even when global demand could absorb significantly more. At first glance, that strategy seems irrational. Every unsold opportunity appears to be revenue left on the table. But in the luxury economy, selling every possible unit can quietly destroy the very thing customers are paying for. If Lamborghinis became common sights on every street, they would lose the rarity that makes them desirable. Exclusivity isn't a byproduct of the business. It is the business. This carefully managed scarcity creates a powerful economic cycle. Production remains below demand, waiting lists grow, and anticipation becomes part of the ownership experience. Buyers don't simply purchase a car. They earn access to something that relatively few people will ever possess. The delay itself reinforces the perception that the product is worth waiting for, strengthening its emotional appeal long before the keys change hands. Scarcity also protects pricing power. Because demand consistently exceeds supply, Lamborghini faces far less pressure to compete through discounts or incentives than mass-market brands. Limited production helps preserve resale values, rewarding existing owners, while making new buyers even more eager to secure an allocation. For highly exclusive editions, the company may even prioritize long-standing clients and dedicated collectors, ensuring its rarest models remain associated with the brand's most loyal ambassadors, rather than becoming ordinary transactions. From a traditional manufacturing perspective, producing more cars seems like the obvious path to higher profits. Yet for Lamborghini, flooding the market could weaken its greatest competitive advantage. In the world of luxury, rarity creates desire, and desire creates pricing power. But scarcity alone cannot sustain an empire. It must be reinforced by a brand so carefully protected that every badge continues to symbolize something extraordinary. Scarcity may create desire, but desire fades quickly without a brand powerful enough to sustain it. Lamborghini understood that its greatest asset would never be the metal, carbon fiber, or engineering inside each vehicle. Its greatest asset would be the meaning attached to the badge on the hood. Over decades, the company transformed that badge into one of the world's most recognizable symbols of ambition and success. Every element of the brand reinforces that identity. The Raging Bull, inspired by founder Ferruccio Lamborghini's zodiac sign and fascination with Spanish fighting bulls, represents strength, aggression, and confidence. Those qualities extend into the cars themselves. Sharp angles replace gentle curves, dramatic proportions reject subtlety, and roaring engines ensure a Lamborghini announces its arrival long before it comes into view. The design language isn't simply aesthetic. It is a visual expression of the brand's personality. Iconic models such as the Miura, Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador, and Revuelto did more than introduce new technology. Each became a cultural milestone, shaping how generations imagined the ultimate supercar. Their appearances in films, music videos, video games, and popular media elevated Lamborghini far beyond the automotive world, embedding the brand into global culture. Unlike mass-market manufacturers, Lamborghini has never relied primarily on blanket advertising campaigns. Its customers often become its most effective marketers. Celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and entertainers showcase the cars across social media, transforming every public appearance into a powerful endorsement. Millions of people who may never own a Lamborghini still engage with its content, discuss new launches, and dream about one day joining that exclusive world. Attention itself becomes a valuable economic resource, continuously strengthening demand without the need to chase every customer. That reputation generates value far beyond manufacturing. A globally admired brand commands higher prices, inspires lasting loyalty, and attracts buyers before a single specification is revealed. But even the strongest brand cannot guarantee long-term stability. To become the luxury powerhouse it is today, Lamborghini would first need the right ownership to unlock its full potential. Behind Lamborghini's image of effortless success lies a history shaped by financial uncertainty. The company built some of the world's most desirable sports cars, yet desire alone was not enough to guarantee stability. Economic downturns, oil crises, and the enormous cost of developing high-performance vehicles repeatedly placed pressure on the business. During the 1970s and 1980s, Lamborghini changed hands several times, as different owners attempted to unlock its potential while preserving its identity. These transitions reflected a fundamental challenge within the luxury automotive industry. Building a world-class supercar demands extraordinary investment in engineering, manufacturing, research, and safety compliance. For a company producing only a few thousand vehicles, those costs are spread across a relatively small number of customers. Without significant financial backing, even the most iconic brand can struggle to fund its future. A turning point arrived in 1998, when Audi itself, part of the Volkswagen Group, acquired Lamborghini. The purchase brought far more than capital. It introduced disciplined manufacturing processes, advanced engineering resources, and access to one of the world's largest automotive technology networks. Rather than forcing Lamborghini to become another mass-market brand, Audi recognized that its value depended on remaining exclusive. This partnership created an unusual balance. Behind every Lamborghini stood the purchasing power, research capability, and industrial expertise of a global automotive giant. Yet from the customer's perspective, the brand retained its unmistakable personality. Shared technologies, carefully selected components, and collaborative engineering reduced development costs, while allowing Lamborghini to focus its resources on design, performance, and innovation that customers could immediately recognize. The results were transformative. Product quality improved, production became more efficient, and global expansion accelerated without sacrificing the rarity that defined the brand. Lamborghini proved that corporate ownership did not have to erase authenticity. Instead, the strength of a large industrial group provided the stability needed for a boutique manufacturer to thrive. But stability alone does not explain Lamborghini's remarkable financial performance. The real engine of profitability operates at a far deeper economic level. For most automakers, profitability depends on selling as many vehicles as possible. Lamborghini follows a different formula. Every car represents not only a sale but the beginning of a much broader economic relationship. The vehicle may be the centerpiece of the business, but it is far from the company's only source of value.